Welcome to the next lesson of the full-time GoDev program, where we are creating right now our JSON hotel API, and we are going to continue where we left off. So basically, if I open up the git log here, we're going to have the testing the authentication handler. We have an authentication handler, we can log in users, and we tested that a little bit, and now we are going to start making our bookings, right? So I was thinking, let's open up the folders here, types. So I was thinking I'm going to make a new file here. And that's going to be, I think, a reservation or a booking. What are we going to do? I think maybe a booking. Booking.go, maybe a reservation. I'm thinking real quick. Reservation. Booking is fine. We're going to make it a booking. So we're going to say package types here. Let's close the screen. We're going to say type booking. It's going to be a structure. And I think, let me open up the user type here real quick. What did we do with our IDs? Real quick, that's going to be ID primitive. Yes, let's copy this. I'm going to paste that ID over. Just like that. So basically, what do we need in a booking? I think we certainly need, what are we booking? A room, right? We're going to say a room ID, which is also going to be a primitive object ID. Let's copy this, paste that in, paste this in. That's going to be a room ID. And a room ID. And you can see that I always write my IDs with capital ID, right? It's a convenience. It doesn't really matter if you don't like that. You could do it like this, but I like it like that. So I have a room ID. What do we need to do? I actually want to have some timestamps, to be honest. We're going to say from. It's going to be a time. The question rather is if Bison can... we could do a time and see what Bison does in our MongoDB. Basically, what I'm also going to do real quick is start Docker on the side. Docker desktop, by the way. I hope everything is going to be fine on my PC when that happens. Because, yeah, we need our MongoDB in my stack is also in with a Docker container. So we're going to book from. You see, Docker is here booting up. What's going on? Yeah, it will be like that. So we're going to say from. And what's going on here? Yeah, it probably has a wrong thingy here. So we're going to say from. It's basically if we're going to book a room, we're going to book it from till, right? From till. Or maybe we should say from date. Yeah, maybe from date is better actually, more clear. From date, I already said till here, that's bad. From date, we're going to copy this and we're going to say till date. And that's going to be till date. Till date, just like that. Do we need something else? I think the hotel ID, we can get that from our booking, I guess. Is that from a room? It's hotel. Room is in hotel, by the way. Hotel, go, this thing. We have an hotel ID. So if we have a room ID, we can easily find our hotel ID. So that's good. We also need a user ID, which is also going to be this primitive ID here, right? Because a user is going to book it. So we're going to say user ID. User ID. All right, that's that. So basically, I'm thinking real quick because do we need something else? A booking. Maybe a price or something. We can add things later on if you want. I think these are some important stuff. So what we're also going to do is we're going to make how are we going to book, by the way? I think we need to think about that right now. Let's open up main here. I think if you're going to book a room, it's going to be something like... API v1 post. We're going to say /room ID book. What do you think about that? You could say, yeah, but we don't have a handler for our rooms to list them and such. I know. We can easily implement that if you really want. We can get the rooms by hotel here. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's fine. to do it like that. Room ID book should be fine. So we're going to our user hotel. Let's make a new file. We're going to call this book handler. Maybe we should call it room handler. Room handler.go, because it's actually inside of the room scope here, right? So we're going to call it a room handler. Package API. Let's open up, for example, the hotel handler to see. We have a structure. Yeah. Let's copy this. Boom. Paste that in. We're going to call this a room handler. What do we need to store? Yes, we need that. A DB store. Yeah, that's what everything inside of that. I remember. So then we're going to say here room. And then we're going to change this also to a room handler. We're going to, of course, return the room handler. And the store is going to be the store. And then we're going to say func handlers, pointer to this room handler. And we're going to call this handle book room. C, pointer to this fiber.ctx, and it's going to return an error. Just like that. Let's return null here for the sake of the compiler. So that's that. The first thing we actually need if we're going to book a room, we need to have a book params, right? That's, that's something we always do. We make some kind of a params stuff we can validate before we book. Very important. So we're going to say here, type book params. Book params or book room params. You could say book room params maybe. Yes, it's going to be a structure. And what we want is we're going to say from date is going to be a time. We need JSON here. JSON from date. Copy this into a till date. Just like that. We don't need the room because we are going to basically give the room into the ID. And we also don't need a user ID because we're fetching that from the request. And that's something I'm going to show you. It's a very neat trick we are going to do. What else do we need, actually, to be honest? Booking. Book room params. Or maybe we should do booking, but it's fine. From there to the user room. Maybe we're going to say how many persons we're going to do that. That's maybe num persons. Int. So I'm going to copy this. Like I said, I'm going to book it for 2 persons, for example. I don't know. Paste that in. So that's important because maybe we have a small room, and if I want to book it for 6 persons and I'm going to book a small room, you could say, yo, this room is too small, for example. Num persons. Wait, what's going on here? What am I doing? This, huh? It's this. Yes. Num persons. Yes, that's fine. Let's do this. All right. So, yeah. So what we're going to do here is we need to find the user first. Actually, to be honest, you could say the room ID is very simple, right? That's going to be C params. C params ID. But we also, let's open up our user handler to see how we fix that so we can copy stuff, right? We do that. We like that to do that. This OID, we're going to copy that. I'm going to paste that in, and we're going to say the room. The room object ID is basically this room ID. And you could directly give C params inside of this if you really want. You could do C params. Man, what's this VS Code thing is in the way. Because the font is so huge. So we're going to say C params ID, and then we can delete this. It's maybe a little bit cleaner. So we have this room. Let's do it like that. Room ID. That's fine. Then we need a user ID. So how are we going to get that? Very simple. We are going to back to our out handler, or I think GWT, by the way, GWT middleware. So each time a user is going to request an endpoint, we go an authenticated endpoint. We basically do this, right? We validate the token here, right? And inside of this claims, we have the ID, right? These claims here. We check the expirings here, but we're going to say that the user ID is going to be claims. I think, how do we forge them? I think it's going to be user ID. Do we do that? Let me close this real quick. Let me open up, where do we do that? GBT middleware. We are in GBT middleware, by the way. Where do we set the claims? Oh, it's an out handler. True. In out handler, we set the claims. It's ID. Yeah, it's fine. Let's keep it ID. It's fine. You could call it user ID, but hey. Let's do not nitpick. We can always change when we want. So that's going to be the ID of the user. And then we're going to do something like, do we have access to? Yes, we have. No, we don't. This GBT authentication does not have access to our database. So a couple things we can do. I'm gonna teach you another stuff. I'm gonna teach you something special. Well, special. I'm gonna teach you how to decorate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that the GBT authentication will take in a user store, which is going to be a DB user store because we need that, right? The problem is now everything is borked, so we're gonna return here. We're gonna return a fiber.handler. And we are going to return a function here, which is going to have this fiber context in. All right, with an error. So we're going to do this. Boom. So right now, fiber is not working. Why is that in? God dang, what's going on? Oh, fiber C doesn't work. It's going to be fiber CTX. That's why there is a problem. Fiber CTX. Yes, that's fine. And it's going to be fiber v2 probably, if I remember. Yeah, buddy, we did it. So this is basically this is what is called a decorated pattern. So that basically means we are going to modify the function so it fits what we want, and that's the user store. But it will still return the function that it needs. You see? So this, like, let's go a look at main, right? So you can see we're going to have a problem here. Look, you see this? Middleware GBT authentication is a problematic problem because it doesn't work anymore. It works because we're going to call the function and we're going to pass in the user store, and that will return the handler we need. Isn't that amazing? This is actually, I use this all the time, and this will turn you into a god, because it basically means you can bend the rules of Go programming, and you can bend the rules of functions by wrapping them into another, by decorating your function to another function, so it does what you want it to do, because you are the Bob Ross of your painting, you decide. Right, so now we have a user store in our GBT authentication. We could only also do something like how we did these handlers here, right? These handlers, and then pass in the GBT middleware handler.gbt authentication, yada yada yada, and it's gonna work perfectly fine. But this is good enough. So we need to be in our GBT, guess. Yes, now we're gonna have this user store because we're gonna fetch this user. First of all, we are going to. Oh man, it's so annoying here. First of all, I'm gonna make a new screen, open up the user handler real quick, and check this ID once again, because I think this ID is going to be a string. If that's true, let me see an out handler. Do we set this as a primitive ID? We do set it as a primitive ID. That's amazing. So we don't need to cast this. So we can cast it like this. Primitive object ID. So now we have a user ID here. And now we're going to say user. Yeah, user is fine. User R is going to be user store. Let me kill this, actually, to be honest. Can I close all tabs here? Yes. So user store dot get user by email. No, ID, by the way. User by ID, which is going to be this user ID. I hope it's, yes. Oh shit, it should be a context here. Do we have that? Yes, see context. User ID. I hope we want this. Shit, I think we want a string. Yeah. No problem. No problem at all, because I think we can call string to this function. And it's all been taken care of. A little bit nifty because, yeah, it doesn't matter. So we're going to say if R is not null. Because you could say, why does the store don't take a primitive object ID? That would be better, but the problem is our interface has a dependency of an object ID, and that's only for MongoDB. So if you want to have something Postgres or something else and we have an object ID, it's not going to work. So that's why a string, it's more generic, right? I hope you know what I mean with this. So we're going to return this error here. And then we have a user, right? We have this user. Actually, to be honest, what we're going to do is we're going to... I'm going to return unauthorized here if we cannot find the user. Because if we cannot find the user, it basically means it's a forged token with an invalid user ID, in my opinion. But hey, it's fine. So we're going to have this user, and now we're going to set a c dot, I think we're going to have context dot set user value. We're going to set a user value, and that's going to be user. It's going to be a user. We know that it's authenticated. Set the current authenticated user to the context value, to the context. You know, in the episode where we talked about context, we did the same thing. And that's why I already told you we're going to use that stuff. And see, we are already using it in one of our projects. So we're going to say set the user value, and that's going to be the user, right? We're going to set that. So now, in our room handler, look at this, what we're going to do. In our room handler, we're going to say that the user is going to be, we're going to cast, okay. It's going to be c context dot get user user value user, and we're going to cast that to a types dot user. And if that's not okay, that basically means that it could not cast this. We are going to say return. Do we have a generic response? I'm going to say cjson generic response. Type is going to be error. The message is going to be, I don't know, invalid. To be honest, this is going to be a system, and nope. We're going to say return C status internal HTTP internal server errors. I think it's better. There is no reason we're going to show this. I mean, what are we going to write? Maybe going to JSON anyway. Let's do not then. Can I do this? No, we can't. What's going on here? Wait, did we make a mistake? Huh? Oh. Let's do nothing real quick. Actually, to be honest, let's make a gen response. Let's make it clean, to be honest, because let's say that the type is going to be type is an error. I was thinking, what I'm doing, I'm missing this if statement. The MSG is going to be internal server error. Something like that. Doesn't really matter, right? Because what are you gonna say? We could not cast the user. The user is not in the request. That means big shit, right? That means big trouble. The user does not need to know that, right? Then we have a user. That basically means we can make a booking, right? You could say the booking is going to be a types.booking. Of course, we need to do the params, I know, but I just want to say, I just want to show you that we're going to have this room ID. It's going to be the room ID. And then the user ID is going to be the user.id. Of course, we need more stuff, but we're going to just print that out so we can see what's going on. And we're going to print out the booking right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up Thunder request. And first of all, we're going to say HTTP, what's going on here? HTTP localhost is going to be 5000. API out. We're first going to out here. Shit, we don't have a bunny anymore. Headers, it's fine. We need the content type JSON. That's going to be set probably. Let's set it anyway. Content type is going to be application JSON. And out, fine, body is this one. And now we need to be careful. It's going to be email. If I remember, it's going to be james@foo.com. And the password is going to be, if I remember correctly, it's going to be super secure password. If we send that, it's not going to work because we didn't boot up our thing. So we're going to say make seed first, right? Make our seeds first. In my case, because I rebooted this thing, make run. Missing handler in route. I think we made a petit peu de mistake. So we're going to main here. Yeah, of course, we have no handler. It's going to be the... Do we have a room handler? We don't. Yeah, it's the room handler. We don't have a room handler. So we're gonna say here a room handler is going to be API new room handler. What do we want? The store, I guess. A complete store in this. And then we're going to say room handler. Handle book room. That's what we want. I need to be careful that my PC is not going to freeze. Because I did a stream and all that stuff today. And make run. That's running. I need to turn the request here. Send. Okay, that's true because we need a post. Boom. Yes, we have this token. Now we need to copy the token. I know we're going to fix something that we don't need to copy that all the time later on. Then we're going to go to our headers. We're going to set the new header is X API token. X API token. Come on, capital letter, please. And then we're going to paste in that value. Paste in the... Annoying. Control C, Control V, that's fine. I'm going to send it just for the sake of. And then we're going to get... It's going to be a post request. And we're going to post to API V1 room. Shit, we don't have rooms. First of all, we're going to list the room so we have an ID. Shit. Hotel. Let's list hotel. Send. We made a little bit of a mistake, and I don't know what it is. Interface conversion is a string, not primitive ID. Is it? Oh. I think GBT. I think this is going to be a string, by the way. It is a string. It is a string anyway. Is that true? That would be not too bad. That would be not too shabby. It is. It was a string. Hey, we've all good. So we have some rooms here. I'm going to take this room. I'm going to copy that room because I'm going to say hotel room. How do we do that? Something like this. God damn it. I forgot that I need to copy with Control C instead of... how did we get these rooms? Or didn't we? Rooms. It doesn't matter. We have an idea of a room. So what we're going to do is we're going to book. So we're going to say API room this ID book send. Method not allowed. Yes, because it's a post. Boom. And now we're going to see in our logging. Logging is here. I forgot. Now we're going to see. Look at this. We have. This is the hotel. This is the booking ID. We don't have that. This is the user ID, and this is the booking itself. So we have a user, right? We have our user. We know the email. We know every single thing of that user without querying the user in our handler. That's the cool stuff, right? We always going to have our user available in this context because we set that in the GBT authentication. That's fine. So now we need to have these params like this. Is fine. Okay, we also forgot something like num persons. Time is going to be an integer, by the way. It's going to be JSON. Num persons. If you have a better name for that, let me know. So what we're going to do first is this. We're going to say, we're first going to do this shenanigans. Actually, to be honest, let's first do var params is going to be book room params. And then we're going to say if R is going to be C, body parser, remember, the body parser. And we're going to parse in these params. And if the error is not null, we're going to return the error here. On the other side, we have these params. So then we can say something. Of course, we need to validate them. So that's something we're going to do for sure. So we're going to say that from date is going to be params from date. And then we're going to say till date is going to be params till date. And then we're going to say num persons is going to be params num persons. Boom. That's the booking. All right. So the question about it is, we need to specify from and till, and we don't have any cool timestamps. So that's going to be a little of a problem, in my opinion. Let's print f this booking so we have a better overview of this. Percentage plus v, a new line booking, right? So it's fine like that. So let's restart the server. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a request here, right? So we're going to close this, open this request. We're going to have a body, and we're going to say, first of all, the num persons. How many persons we want to book. Of course, we're going to write some business logic, I know. And it's going to be an integer, by the way. So let's say I want to book for 2 persons, me and my girlfriend, right? From date, that's going to be a problematic thing. Because we don't know how to format that. Copy this, paste that in. Not true. Till date then. I will do it myself. Let's make it empty and see what's going on. Let's send that. You see, we're going to have an error. Look at this. Parsing time is a problem. So I think we're going to do something like 2023. Can we do, what month are we? Let's book from 05, the 20th. And we're going to book, not sure if this is going to work, right? I hope this is going to be a good format. And we're going to book till the 20, let's book for 5 days, right? Let's book for 5 days. Shit, we can't. We can't book like that. That's a problem. Maybe we could do it like 25, 2023. 25 to 2023. We can't. God damn it. I'm gonna basically quickly go to Golang timestamp string JSON. Stack Overflow. How to format the timestamp ongoing. What? Marshall JSON. I just want to have a quick day, to be honest. Can we do something? Oh, that's not going to work. Can we do that? Can we do something like this? Can we do something like this? There's of course 2006, I know. But if we know that it works, then yeah. Unfortunate. How are we gonna do this? You see, we're gonna do some shenanigans. Let's say time now. We're going to say now. It's going to be time.now. So we're going to say fmt println now. return, make run, and let's see if my camera is still online, because it's not the first time after so many hours it turns off. So we have this thing. Can I copy this? Maybe. Maybe, or maybe not. Let's print that out. Actually, to be honest, why should we not copy the whole main thingy actually here? The whole string. I'm gonna copy the whole string also. Control C, back to main, paste that in, do this. I'm gonna yank this, boom. Now I'm gonna delete, first of all I'm gonna delete these things, yank this again. Yank this again, that's fine. Go to request, first of all I'm gonna make run here, then I'm gonna go to my request. Make run, did I not save this? Oh man, it's so annoying. I always think that I might, yeah. So let's do this, paste that in. Paste that in. Finding the correct timestamp is gonna be, no, it's not working. So we need to figure, I need to figure out how to do this. I'm gonna try one more thing actually. And otherwise I'm gonna figure it out and I will come back in the next episode where we actually gonna do our validation because it's gonna be important. No need to, it's just a minor thing, right? No need to basically figure that out. I'm just gonna copy what the whole string actually, to be honest. I'm gonna send that. Yeah, it's not working. So time is a problem, but it's fine. We're gonna fix it. I'm gonna figure it out how to basically make a nice timestamp into this. Otherwise, we need to use Unix, but I'm not a big fan of using that, especially not with front-end interactions, right? But the cool stuff is that we have our, one of the most important things that we have is basically, we have a simple we have a simple booking type where we're going to expand, right? We're also going to basically embed bookings into a user. The user can have multiple bookings, and basically a room will also have multiple bookings. So that's what we're going to do in one of the next episodes. And what we also did, very important, is this thing here, this GBT. Remember, this is a very important thing. You should remember this and you should practice this and try and figure it out. So try to do this with stuff you find in other things in Golang, because it's very important, this decorator pattern here. That's what we did. And we also set the user into our context here. So we have that in every request. Very important, very good stuff for later on. All right, the next episode, we're going to continue on these things. See you then. Bye-bye.